We have had talk and we've heard about numerous accounts of UFOs being seen over the Indian Ocean and going into the ocean, you all. And we're going to look at some footage that was taken by the ISS, the International Space Station, in that area. And if you notice where the arrow is pointed, that is the UFOs. They glow above the clouds. Okay, they do. Above the clouds is where they hover. And at nights, you can see like lights, like a lighted area of clouds. Have you ever noticed that at nighttime? You might see like certain spots of the sky kind of like lighting up and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's because there are these type of UFOs that are up there. Not just in the Indian Ocean, but scattered around the world. So we're going to check out this footage that I took as I watched the ISS, you all. And it's pretty neat. I was quite fascinated by it. I really was when I found it. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. Hello, Apple Brooks. Yeah, you all. We're going to look at some of this footage. Let me start this footage over from the beginning. And again, we're near the Indian Ocean with the International Space Station. As it's flying over, you'll be able to see what's happening, you all. I've also got screenshots of every single frame. Every single frame in this video, you all. I've showed it before, but I have not showed it in a long time. And since we're talking about UFOs, and there's lots of talk about UFOs, we can talk about these UFOs even more. We can, because we can watch the ISS as it flew over the Indian Ocean, you all. Hello, Susan B. Honey. So let me put myself up here. I'll go up here, and we'll put this down here. Well, we can put it right there, you all. We can. Let's look at this, you all. We're going to start from the beginning. It's around 11 minutes. It's 12 minutes and 55 seconds long. Let's watch it. It might look like it's staggering. I don't think there's any sound to it. But watch as these lights. These lights, those are the UFOs above the clouds. And you can see them, how they move. And this is at the Indian Ocean. Can you all see that? Do I need to zoom that up for you all? Because I certainly can. I just wanted to leave it like this, but we can certainly zoom up in those areas where that highlighted UFO activity is happening there, you all. We can. It might distort the picture a little bit, but we can certainly zoom up. I don't know if we'll get any clean, crisp images since these UFO ships, I don't really think you should call them UFO, because they are actual light ships up there in the sky is what they are. Well, I'm not doing the lightning strikes right now. I'm showing this these ships that are above the cloud structure in the sky. It might be. No, it's not projected. We really can't continue to think that everything we see are projected, but well, I was going to share something else, and I will share it. Let me try to zoom this up. I want you all to look at this. I think we've seen this before. Some people may have not, but these right here, they were just moving around in that sky up there, gathering. So there's like one, two, there's smaller ones too, smaller ships, but there's a mothership that shows up. You can see one over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if I can make it a tad bit bigger. Oh, you can see one down here. It's slowly moving. I think this was like, I put together all the still shots of that video is what I think I had done. But look at that, how they're right here by me. How there's like a bigger UFO and a smaller UFO. Just moving. And they're white. They're not any other color other than white on top of these clouds that hide them. I can drag this thing, and if I drag it, you'll see them move. You can see the movement of them. As I drag this, you'll be able to see them move more in the sky. And I think they do move faster than what we think. You can see some bigger ones. Let me get myself out of the way up here. Some bigger ones show up. I wonder if when they show up, do they show up at people's houses during any of this time? Is what I wonder if they are there any abductions that take place when these UFOs do show up? That's what I wonder. If there are, I'm sure it's not documented. I think people ain't gonna be calling. Look at that, how massive this one is. Right here, how they show up. Let's watch it go. Boom, just like that, you all. And in the Indian Ocean. So if you live near the Indian Ocean, I'm sure that you have seen UFOs. I'm pretty sure you're bound to have seen them because it seems to be like a hotbed for that type of activity. Oh, Gary Flynn, you're welcome. You're welcome. This is just a little small, like, documentation of them, how they would move above the cloud structure. And they can pulsate, and they do pulsate. Or it looks like they pulsate. They might go in the clouds and then come back out of the clouds after they're probably doing some kind of reconnaissance missions. Is what they're probably doing. You all look at that. I'm just like I'm dragging this cursor thing as that International Space Station is up there. Look at that. Look at all of those that are over there. And you have to ask yourself, what is their interest in the Indian Ocean? What is their interest in the Indian Ocean, you all? Kind of like E.T. thing. If they were to do this like this really gives you an idea of how they would look if they were flashing in the sky. They would look something like this, you all, moving around like that. Look how bright that is. Kind of looks like a great big massive ship in that area. Just like that. Let me put myself on here. Okay, this is mesmerizing me is what it's doing. I'm getting a little bit too mesmerized staring at it. If I can bing this up like this, you all, because we're still going to keep our eye on UFOs. Since they're supposed to be UFO stuff happening. Today now is the 26th. We're nearing the end of the 26th is what we are nearing the end of, you all. Let me see right here what we got going on right here. We got people in the chat is what we got going on. The unknown fascinates you. So let's come over here to this. Researchers are mystified. This is the ancient.com, the ancientsin.com. They're mystified as a UFO emerges from the Indian Ocean. So look at that. Let's click into this, you all, because now you know that ain't that big, you all. you know that ain't that big, but I'm not saying that it wouldn't be that big. I am not saying that at all, you all. That's a great big purple UFO. Looks like a great big old pinch your teeth like thing, you all. Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting those brilliant, vibrant colors there. It looks kind of pretty. That purple does, you all. That's right. I don't follow anybody, you all. I really don't. I just do my own thing. I've been charged as being a loner. I've been charged as being a loner, and I really am for the most part, I am. I got my own mission. I share my own things. And how could I even be a leader if I'm following everybody else? Then I'd be a follower. I can't. No, I don't follow nobody. I don't. I mean, there's nothing against it, but I wouldn't. I have no desire whatsoever to follow anybody on the YouTube. I don't. It might sound kind of not nice, but I really don't. It's never entered my mind. I want to investigate for my own self. And I would encourage you all, investigate for your own self too. Do your research, because it really is rewarding when you're able to, go out there and find things on your own. It's very, very rewarding, and you can share. It is. So look at that. You all. Researchers are mystified as a UFO emerges from the Indian Ocean. So it may not be a massive purple UFO like that, you all. It may not. But what if it is? What if the UFOs kind of similarly kind of look like that? They could. You never know at all. So let's read this little bitty thing. No, I don't. I don't even have a chance to. You don't, when you do the cookies, you can't even reject any of it. You're not allowed. They don't even let you reject any. That's why I really don't like going to places like this, because of that. Okay, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to any place that really wants to pick up cookies. Could you imagine if every time you come to my YouTube channel, or if I had a website, every time you come there, I have a cookie disclosure, because I'm going to gather your information and I am going to sell it to people, because that's what they do when they have their little cookie thing. They sell your digital information and they make big bucks off of it. Everywhere you go, you ask what they do. So the UFO, oh wow, this is March of 8th of 2022. A UFO emerges from the Indian Ocean and disconcerting researchers. That doesn't make sense, you all. Let me see, how does this make sense? Let's try to make sense out of that headline. A UFO emerges from the Indian Ocean and disconcerting researchers. Does that make sense to you all? I cannot make sense out of that headline, the last part of it. UFO emerges from the Indian Ocean and disconcerting researchers. I think AI wrote this. I really do, because that does not That does not even make sense at all. So the UFO topic's getting more serious and scientific. So every news that comes out related to unidentified flying objects goes viral quickly. No, not everything. A mysterious object has emerged from the Indian Ocean. Years ago, the UFO belonged solely to the conspiracy theorists and alternative investigators, and now science and government officials study openly. From that, he powerfully called out a strange object that emerged at full speed from the depths of the Indian Ocean. There you can see it off emerging from the sea. La Reunion Island, located in the Mascarenas archipelago in the Indian Ocean, 700 kilometers the east of Madagascar. Oh, Stony, that would make sense. Concerning researchers, that makes sense right there. Yeah. Last night on October the 11th, Sandrine Fontaine captured a video of large undiscovered flying object flying over the Indian Ocean. The enigmatic dark mass rose slowly over the water, and she caught all of the success thanks to the red filter who had her telescope. This is AI writing this article, you all. They have been writing articles for a long, long time. Fontaine caught all the success thanks to the red filter who had her telescope. This allowed him to see the extraterrestrial detail in the shape of what appeared to be a ship. Despite that, she was only able to film the UFO for a few seconds. At the moment when the water was solid, the profile of the object shows a triangular shape. And example of strange ships with these shapes are the TR-3B anti-gravity aircraft. It was obvious that is what is shown in the video that is emerging from the sea, you all. So they got, I'm not going to play that video. You all can play it. I think I've put this link in here about this UFO emerging from the Indian Ocean. Let me do this. You all can go look at that if you want to look at it. I'm going to stick it in here because I haven't. Did I do that? No, I did not do that. I'm going to put this here. It rose from the Indian Ocean right here. So I don't think that the UFOs that are right here in this video, she described a dark triangular one that would remind me of the stealth bomber. I remember when we was at Nellis Air Force Base back in the early 90s. You didn't talk about the stealth bomber. You didn't. It was a while before the stealth bomber came out, but they had it at Nellis Air Force Base. But these right here, these would not be dark, shadowy, because they're lit up above the clouds at the Indian Ocean. These UFOs right here, right above the cloud structure. Let me get this out of the way, you. I don't know what this thing is doing. Right here, look at that. You can see them. And you ever look at the sky and you see certain parts of the sky above the clouds? They seem to glow at night because this is a nighttime footage of the ISS flying over the Indian Ocean. And look at all the activity above the clouds. And so let's just think about that. If they know, right here they're looking and there is unusual activity occurring above the clouds over the Indian Ocean, and it's not our airplanes, and people see it, why doesn't it ever get talked about, really? Why doesn't it? It's just hush hush. They think that nobody's going to notice it, and if they do, the news will be hush hush, and it will not be gotten out until its appointed time, and then they will choose who they allow to get the information out. Have you noticed that? If there's any such things that are to be disclosed, they've already got all the people in place who are going to disclose everything that needs to be disclosed. Nothing's going to happen by chance, you all. Nothing. That's what I've come to realize in this lifetime. Nothing happens by chance. It's when it comes to things like that, It's all planned out, is what I think that happens. Um, yeah, all planned out, you all. So let's look at this so you can see it right here. Above these clouds, the Indian Ocean. And let's just go to the Indian Ocean on Google Earth. We can do that. I'm going to come over here to pull up my Google Earth to see where the Indian Ocean is located. If you have not seen it, let's pull it up right here, Google Earth. I'm going to stop it right there, you all. Google Earth and the Indian Ocean. So we can see exactly where the Indian Ocean is at. There it is right there. That little dot right here. Right here. Wait a second. So there's Australia over here. Here's the Indian Ocean. South America. Is that South America or Africa? Africa. Okay, Africa. You all, let me get this map straightened out. Africa. Wow, it looks like they got a hurricane forming over there. So let's find this again, the Indian Ocean, because it's such a teeny tiny dot way down here. Way down here. If we were to bring up the lightning map, the live lightning, the lightning maps, let's see what we can see. I just want the real time. I want Europe. I want what? Uh-oh. I think that they redid these lightning maps so that let's see. No, they didn't. Okay, we got it. So let's look at these lightning maps to see if we could see. Here's the counter. I gotta be fast and I gotta click it. I'm gonna come over here. We gotta click into the stations. We want to see the lines. We want to see it because sometimes here the Indian Ocean. Let's see, the lightning is still really bad. The Indian Ocean. Oopsie. Right around in this area. I don't see no lightning maps right there. Okay, no thanks, I don't want it. But look at this. So it could be, there could be UFOs up there in the sky making all of these plasma lights you all right here. There really could be, and I'm not just saying it. It looks like, let's see if it's went down some. It doesn't seem as intense as it used to be. It really doesn't. We just give it a while. No, it really doesn't seem as intense as it used to be. Oh, that's just 1 hour. Let's do 24 hours, you all. Let's see how intense this lightning has been, because there's a whole lot of lightning in the air. And as you can see right here where we're at, there's UFOs that are up in the sky. They are all in the clouds, and not just in one location at all. They're in multiple locations. I don't think they're confined to one area of the earth. I think they can go wherever they choose, just like our planes. They can go wherever they please. Wow, look at that. That's still a whole lot of lightning. So if that's a UFO area down here near the where are we at? The Indian Ocean, right around in this area. I don't really see very many lightning strikes that ever occur. They're always right out here off the side of this area right here. Wow, look over here, you all. It's like this big old sweeps of lightning. The air is like, oh my gosh, this is like wild. That is wild, you all. It really is so wild. excessive, let's touch that screen, you all. Let's get me off of here. Touch that screen. It's excessive strikes of lightning. It is wild. Let's put my hand over here. Yeah, it looks wild. I don't know what it's doing over there in Europe for you all. And look up here in northern Canada. In Canada and the northern United States, North America, you're getting hammered. Really are getting hammered. If we were to do this, oh wow. Look at all of that. Looks like a big old scribbled mess. It does. A big old scribbled mess, you all of it. Big old mess. I would hope that the UFOs are not responsible for this. I would really hope they weren't. And if they were battling anybody up there, I would hope that the UFOs, the benevolent UFOs, beings, ships, would be battling the bad guys. I would really hope that that is the case of these lightning strikes, just a battle between the good and the bad. And I would hope that there was no deliberate lightning strikes, plasma beams and stuff being fired to harm humanity. I would hope that that would not be the case at all. But we know that CERN's magnetic field is 16.5 Tesla, and Earth's magnetic field is not even 1 single Tesla. If you have not seen the video about the magnetic field of CERN, I did it a few days ago, and it's titled that something has just came through the magnetic field or something, you all. It shows, like, you know, the magnetic field of the Earth, but it talks about CERN in there, how powerful its magnetic field is, and it's more powerful than I ever imagined. It's powerful enough to bust holes straight through the magnetic field and make portals, even though portals do open up. Could you imagine if you were sitting here watching this and a portal opened up and you've seen all these ships coming down through here? That would be a sight to see. I don't think I'd want to see it, especially if some dark forces came through, like a big army of them. I don't think you would want to see that either. You wouldn't want to see it. But these right here, UFOs over the Indian Ocean, look at that. This is not just clouds, and it's not just people playing with light bulbs over the Indian Ocean at all. They're not just planes with lights on playing little spotlight games up in the sky. No, these are actual ships, light ships above, where we can't see them below. If you're down below, there's no way you're going to be able to see through the thickness of that cloud, because these clouds look like they're plastered in the sky, is what they look like. Totally plastered. And they're constantly moving, so you have to wonder, what is there in that area that they would want to gather around this area in the Indian Ocean? What are they studying? People? Are they just watching out for humanity? Could be. You never know. I am going to go, but I just wanted to show this little bit of footage right here. And I'm sure that you all have seen UFOs here too. If you went to the ISS and you've watched it, I'm sure you've seen the UFOs. When you get to here's where they show up. They show up when there's thick cloud cover like this. This color right here, and sometimes the other color that shows up, the cloud color, is the sandy looking color, like a orangish sandy looking color in the cloud structure. That's when they show up too, not just in this one, but that other one. And you will get lucky if you see them show up in any other place, because I think that they like to hover above the cloud structures like this. But anyhow, there are UFOs that have been documented above the Indian Ocean by the ISS, the International Space Station. And it's not just lights flashing in the sky. It's so much more. It's so much more. And these ships, they're not confined to any specific location of the world, although they are noted. There is UFO activity that regularly occurs around the Indian Ocean. And I'm sure that these ships can fly faster than our airplanes, and they could be on the other side of the world in no time. I'm pretty sure of it, you all. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you all so much. One day's down. We got the 27th coming tomorrow to see if there's any more strange occurrences happening around the sun and stuff, you all. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to keep a tab on all of this. It's going to last for around a week, but we got to have to be ever vigilant and keep our eyes and ears open to see if anything else transpires, if there's any changes of any predicted dates, any more data, any more details that people are adding to and or taking away. We want to make note of all of that, you all, about all of it. Yes, good night. Get Money Jones. Yeah, they're up there. They are. These look like some type of a light ship, and I would assume if they wanted to hurt anybody, they would have already done it. There are people who've had encounters that they weren't harmed. They weren't harmed, or at least they don't remember it, you all. At least they don't remember it. So have a good evening, you all. Love you, and thank you so much.